Hi, Natomas Unified staff. This is Associate Superintendent Doug Orr, and today I'm standing outside the Ed Center, and I wanted to show you some of the safety precautions that are in place as we return to work when that time comes. As you can see, regardless of where you park at the Ed Center or the Service Center, we have arrows directing you to the doors. At the Ed Center, we're going to have 3 entrances, one at the front lobby, one at the back door, and one over by the superintendent's office. We were going to ask at this point that you do not use the door near the HR office. Again, so that's 3 there. Over at the Service Center, we have 2 entrances, one at Nutrition Service and one at Transportation. We're going to ask that you use those. The reason we're asking you to use those doors is that we have stations set up with hand sanitizer. We have temperature scanners if needed there for you. And remember, before entering any building, you need to make sure you have your mask on and you need to have self-screened. You're looking for your temperature to be less than 100.1 degrees. Again, that's 100.1. And we'll talk about some things as we go through this tour. We'll make some stops. The main thing is, if you are unable to take your temperature before coming to work, we do have these scanners available for you to access at these 5 entrance locations here at the Ed Center and Service Center. In addition, our sites will each have one, but today we're focusing on the Ed Center and Service Center for this video. So let's go follow the blue arrows, and we'll keep our social distance, and we'll go to stop number 1, which will be the lobby. So as we enter the lobby of the Ed Center, you'll notice that the doors have an enter sticker and an exit sticker or sign. Please make sure that you follow those guidelines. There will be a stanchion set up here when we return to direct traffic as well. As we enter the lobby, you'll see that we have hand sanitizer stations set up for you. There's a table right to the left. It has additional hand sanitizer on it. There are disposable masks available, tissue, and then over to the left, we have our temperature scanner for this entrance at the Ed Center. Again, there are 3 entrances at the Ed Center. So if you need to come through the front lobby, this is what the setup looks like. We also have plexiglass set up all throughout the Ed Center and Service Center, as well as our sites, to help protect staff as they're talking. You'll notice throughout the offices that we have these posters up reminding everybody to maintain social distancing of at least 6 feet. Make sure you wash your hands frequently, disinfect your area regularly, and we will have items available for that. We have made care packages for all departments with things like hand sanitizer, masks, wipes, and other materials that would be necessary to help us stay sanitary. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth with unwashed hands. Cover your nose and your mouth when coughing or sneezing. They recommend you use your elbow, not your hand. Also, you must wear a face mask when entering Natomas Unified offices or buildings. So make sure you do that. Avoid as much contact with others as you can physically. We will still be utilizing Zoom for meetings. Even though we may physically be in the same building, there may be times when we meet through Zoom rather than meeting face-to-face. And then, again, stay home when feeling sick. Self-report if you have symptoms. And again, you're looking for 100.1 or below for a temperature when you're looking for your temperature or taking your scan. As you enter the Ed Center, you'll notice that we have a water bottle filling station now. This is put here so that you can fill up a bottle. We're going to ask everyone to bring a water bottle from home rather than trying to go get drinks out of a drinking faucet. We will be closing off the drinking faucet portion of this machine, but the water bottle filler is here for your use. As you look around the Ed Center and in the lobby of the Service Center in different areas, you'll notice there are stickers throughout. For example, this hallway is exit only. Down here we have our enter only. We did this, the reason we did this was for people to maintain traffic flow so that people are not crossing face to face. So when you do need to get up and visit the restroom, go to a different department, etc., we will have a one-way traffic flow, and this is just designed to help people from passing face to face as much as possible. So we really ask everybody to follow these directions. It does mean you may get a little extra few steps in, but that's never a bad thing. So you'll see these, and you'll see what I'm talking about as we walk around. So as you know, our building is split up into a north half and a south half over in the Ed Center. The north half, if you need to access things like HR, payroll, facilities, financial services, even the staff lounge area in the Ed Center building, you're going to need to enter over by HR. Right now I'm standing outside the HR conference room and the side entrance to the boardroom. You'll notice the window here says enter only. There's arrows on the ground directing you in this path. And this, again, is to maintain social distancing and for people to avoid passing face to face. So we'll walk down the hall towards financial services and then around and out towards facilities over by the staff lounge. So just enter the staff lounge. The entrance to the staff lounge with the in sign is the side closest to financial services, and the exit is the side closest to facilities. Come on in. You can see through the staff lounge, we've spaced the tables out quite a bit. We've removed most of the chairs. Microwaves are still here for your use. They will be disinfected nightly. As I said, with the ice machine, we are not going to be using the ice machine just because so many people have to touch it and stick their hands in there in order to get the ice. Looking forward to a time when we can use that again, but for now, that'll be shut down. Refrigerator is still here for your use. It will be disinfected nightly as far as the door knobs and the handles, things like that. We'll exit over this way, over in front of facilities. And then the exit to the north half of the building brings you in right here near the back door. I'm now standing at the second entrance to our building, which is the back door. You can see, again, on the ground we have our maintain 6 feet social distancing stickers. On the door before you walk in, you need to wear a face mask to enter any Natomas Unified building. So make sure you have your mask. All departments have been given extra masks, as I said earlier. So if you need one, you just need to contact your department leads and support, and they can provide you with one. We have plenty of backups to go once we're out of those. As you enter, same as in the front, and the same as over at Nutrition Service and Transportation, we have hand sanitizers for you, a temperature scanner. We have extra masks right here as you walk in addition to hand sanitizer, a bottle on this side. So anywhere you enter of the 3 entrances, we've got everything you need in order to successfully enter, sanitize, and then head to your workstation. For the south half of the building, including offices like special education, superintendent's office, research and data, other elements of the CAO's office, you're going to enter on the section near the women's restroom. It's going to take you down past special education and student services and support, down towards the superintendent's office. Additional hand sanitizer stationed on the wall for your use. And then as we round the corner past the Teacher Resource Center, I want to take a second to stop and point out what the workstations look like. At each workstation, we have a piece of plexiglass up. There's a pass-through slot, so you may pass papers and materials while speaking with somebody. These areas will be disinfected nightly. So as you can see with this area in particular, we're going to ask that when you go home for the night, that you clear off as much as you can off of the surfaces in your workspace. That way, when the misting machine comes in and disinfects, that it's much easier and doesn't get all over your papers. You'll see in some cases the plexiglass sits up like this. In other cases where there's multiple counters, it may be wrapped. And again, we have a nice clean workstation. So please remember to remove any food or other items daily in order to make sure that we can disinfect really well without anybody having to touch any of your stuff. As I mentioned earlier, at the service center, we also have 2 scanners for your entry. So if you were unable to take your temperature at home prior to coming to work, or if you don't have one, you can come in, use the scanner. It will scan your temperature. Remember, we're looking for a temperature below 100.1 degrees. That's 100.1 degrees. If your temperature is above that, you'll want to report up to your supervisor and let them know, and they'll help you with next steps. If you're at home and you're taking your temperature, you'll also want to remember to stay home, call in, let your supervisor know. As you enter a nutrition service, also transportation, you'll notice we have our social distancing, maintain 6 feet distance stickers. You'll need to remember to please always wear a mask when entering any Natomas Unified building. And then, again, as we had in the Ed Center, you can see the social distancing marks here in the service center. Over in transportation, we have similar setups. So if you're entering the service center building, you have two options. You can enter at nutrition service area or at the transportation area. We do have hand sanitizer in on the way as well. As a reminder, masks are required whenever entering a Natomas Unified building, and we'll need you to keep them on throughout the duration of your work. However, if a mask is a problem for you due to health reasons, we do have these face shields that we can make available to you. In order to access one of these face shields, all you need to do is let your supervisor know that it's needed, and we will work to get that over to you right away. So before we end our tour, I just wanted to point out that as you could see by the glimpse that you got of the Ed Center and the Service Center, many precautions have been taken. Items are up and staged for your use. This same work is also happening at our school sites right now, if it's not already done at some of them. And we just want to point out, if you have any questions, reach out to your department leads. They can provide you with the best information on next steps, as far as timing and things of that nature. But we are prepared as far as PPE goes. Like I said, we have masks, we have all the cleaning materials we need, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone back at work